and food poisoning bacteria like food pathogens like Salmonella, Staphylococcus aureus, Bacillus cereus, Clostridium perfringens, Listeria monocytogenes, Campylobacter, Vibrio, then E. coli, O157. Those are the pathogens. We have the technical capabilities of doing all these pathogen testing of your food. It is very important to you, I hope, as hoteliers. And with that, we do food spoilage testing, food nutritional value testing, and shelf life testing. If you give us the product, we can say the shelf life of that product. Sensory evaluation, food preservatives, and especially vitamins. We can do vitamins profile like vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C. Likewise, we can do all the vitamins. And with that, we can do sugars, glucose, fructose, sucrose. Likewise, all the sugars we can do separately. Histamine, when you, it is very important parameter for fish. Of course, we have the facility to conduct histamine, aflatoxin, and food allergens. With that, we of course doing air quality monitoring, environmental scrubbing, equipment cleaning validation. There are a lot of facilities in our technical team. Now, when we come to water testing, also same, there we cover a lot of parameters, even heavy metals, organic, volatile organic compounds, other organic compounds, metals, basic other parameters. All these parameters we do under water testing. Wastewater testing, also same. Under this category, we are covering a lot of parameters like fecal coliform, E. coli, Salmonella. I do not want to waste this time by giving individual test parameters. You can see. And even though this is not important to modules, these are our capacities doing soil testing. If you have colleagues or your friends, you can share this information with them. They can have, they can get our services. Then biofertilizers. This is a very hot topic in Sri Lanka these days. So we have the facility of testing biofertilizers. I'm not going to explain all these parameters. And organic fertilizers and liquid organic fertilizers. These are also a hot topic in Sri Lanka. I request you to share this information with your colleagues. And textile and antibacterial testing, of course, is also very interesting area. And with that, we cover many more testing under microchem. This is, of course, our vision to assist the development of industrial and public sector by providing R&D support and reliable laboratory test data in field of chemical and microbiological analysis. Of course, we are there to help you all to develop your area, your products. These are the accreditation certificates. Of course, we have this Sri Lanka certification from Sri Lanka Accreditation Board. That means the certificate test reports issued by Microchem is legally valid. It's internationally accepted. Therefore, you have to have a test report from an accredited lab. These are the accreditation certificates. These are our key staff. Professor S.P. Dharaniyagala. He's one of the directors in Microchem laboratories, and he has very good experience in R&D work, and he's a professor in chemistry. So indirectly you will get his service also. And it's me, Manil Pereira, managing director. Then our laboratory manager, Chamal De Silva. He's having MSc in microbiology, and he's graduate from India. And we have a consultant, very good exposure and experience in high-tech equipment. Now we have expanded our laboratory to conduct, as I said, like vitamins, histamine, and sugars. He's the one who directs us to develop all these technical capacities. Of course, this is about Microchem Laboratories Private Limited. Thank you very much. I hope you can share about Microchem Laboratories Private Limited with your colleagues, with your friends. Thank you very much. We will move into the main topic now. Water sampling. Objectives of water sampling. What is sampling? The process of taking a portion of water for analysis. There are three main criteria which to be considered. The first one is sample should be large enough to complete the test. And second one, sample should be small enough to transport easily. Importantly, third one is sample should accurately represent the matrix. Here it is water body. These are the main three criteria you have to fulfill when water samples are being collected. You collect water for testing purposes. There are two types of testings: bacteriological analysis of water, wastewater. It gives bacteriological properties of water. Second one, chemical analysis of water, wastewater. It gives physical and chemical properties of water. What are the sampling techniques? There are three main techniques: grab sampling, composite sampling, integrated sampling. Grab sampling. Single sample collected at a short period of time from a specific location. Composite sampling. Mixture of grab samples, more representative, suitable for heterogeneous matrices. Integrated sampling. Mixture of grab samples collected as per discharge weight method. This is very suitable for wastewater testing at plant designing stage. For an example, if you collect wastewater to a common pit, let's think that water collect into this common pit from three different plumbing lines. First plumbing line, discharge 10 liters per day. Second line, discharge 100 liters per day. Third line is the large one. It discharges 1000 liters per day, but into this common pit. Then when you collect water from these three different lines, samples to be collected in a volume ratio. Then sample can be composite into one container and can be sent for testing. That is you call integrated sampling. Composite sampling. This sampling technique is much suitable for chemical analysis. Assume that you collect 100 milliliter from a swimming pool. What is the volume of a swimming pool? Maybe 1000 cubic meters or more. So, will that 100 milliliter would be enough? Will that 100 milliliter would represent the entire water body? No, of course no. So, samples can be collected from few locations. And then samples can be collected, mixed into one container, and you can label it as composite sample. Make sure the volumes are equal. Volumes of these grab samples, volume ratios. Then you can send for testing. These type of samples suitable for chemical analysis. Grab samples, of course, suitable for bacteriological analysis. In a hotel which consists of 100 rooms and one water sample from one room, will it represent the entire plumbing system? No. That is why for microbiological analysis, samples are being collected from different locations, maybe from few rooms, and from kitchen, few samples, from restaurant, few samples. Likewise, you collect grab samples in different locations and test separately, test individually, and collect the data. These are the differences of three kinds of sampling techniques. General requirements for sampling. Sampling schedule. You must have a sampling schedule. The sampling schedule should comprise of number of samples, sampling location, exact point, then the test parameters, and sampling responsibilities, and many more. Sampling schedule can be prepared as cooperative sampling, as corporate sampling schedule. And you have to predetermine how the sample deterioration can be prevented. And the next important point is sampling equipment and containers used for sample collection should be cleaned enough, as well as sampling containers and equipment should be sterilized, especially for microbiological analysis. When you collect samples for microbiological analysis, containers should be sterilized. And next, you have to consider whether you need pre-rinsing of containers, sampling containers. Of course, for microbiological analysis, you get bottles which is already sterilized. So, rinsing is not required. Samples for chemical analysis, sometimes you may need pre-rinsing from the water you are going to collect. However, containers used for chemical testing should be cleaned enough, but sterilized containers are not a must. And you have to pre-decide whether your samples are composite samples or grab samples. Have to pre-decide. Next, flushing the pipelines until the water comes from main line or main source. The stagnant water which is in the plumbing system should be flushed off before you collect the sample. It is very important. Sampling containers. Glass or plastic containers can be used. Sampling containers should be rinsed with distilled water and then sterilized. Of course, sampling containers which is already rinsed, sterilized will be provided by ChemLab for you to collect samples, and make sure the sample volume. Minimum sample volume is 100 milliliter and may need more sample volume, larger sample volume for more parameters. However, it depends on the number of test parameters want to be tested. All the containers should be leak proof. Especially, glass containers are needed for volatile organic compounds, pesticide, etc. For this test, plastic containers cannot be used. How to use glass containers? What are the documentation requirements? You have to have proper and legible labels and test request form, TRF. What are the items, components should be there in this TRF? Samples type, have to mention whether it is tap water, swimming pool water, shower water, etc. The sample type. Next, sampling point. Exact sampling point should be mentioned in the TRF. For an example, tap water from blah, blah, blah. Likewise, if the sample is from a swimming pool, you can name the swimming pool. That is for identification purposes. Then sampling date and time also important. You have to mention that as well. Name of the sample collected person. Organization name. If you have any other references for your samples, you can mention that as well. Samples drawing. Due consideration must be given when samples are being collected for microbiological analysis. However, for chemical testing, you can use cleaned plastic containers, plastic or glass containers as required, and make sure adequate volume are given. But for microbiological analysis, there is a special sampling techniques which I have given here, and you can see 5 main steps. First one, carefully clean and disinfect the inside and outside of the tap. This is to destroy or kill or remove the dirt, contaminated bacteria which is harbor outside and inside the tap mouth. Second one, open the tap and let the water flow for 2 to 3 minutes or until the water temperature has stabilized. By opening the tap at the beginning, you allow water to flow out to remove the stagnant water. And you make sure fresh water is being collected into your sample container. Third one, turn off the tap and sterilize the spout by heating the tap mouth with a blow lamp or from a flame. Sometimes it may be not possible because of the tap material may be not heat resistant. Therefore, you can use ethyl alcohol or isopropyl alcohol to wipe out tap mouth inside and outside. Then again, let the water flow out, then reduce the flow rate, flow volume. Then slowly you can hold the sampling container to the tap mouth. And before that, take out the lid by 2 fingers and hold the lid upside down to prevent depositing airborne microorganisms onto the lid. So soon after you fill the bottle, close the lid and make sure sample bottle not to be overflow. You have to leave an air gap 1 inch or 2 inch and then close the lid. Head space. You can leave the head space at least 1 inch. Then sooner you close the lid, put the label and fill TRF by giving the required information. These are the sampling steps for microbiological analysis of water. We can pass this slide because I have already explained this stepwise. Sampling procedure from a swimming pool or reservoir. Open the sterilized bottle as described above. Take the lid from 2 fingers and hold upward down to avoid contamination from airborne microorganisms. Then the bottle you can hold by lower part of it and submerge to a depth of about 20 centimeters, mouth facing slightly upwards. Then fill the bottle. Take the bottle out and put the cap. Then label it properly and fill TRF. Sampling from dug wells or huge tanks which you don't get taps or pumps. Let's see these pictures. Bottle can be used with a weight, which is helpful to dip the bottle inside into the water. You can use a string and slowly let the bottle go down and carefully fill. And make sure the bottle should not touch the wall of the tank or wall of the well, which allows external contamination. So after taking the bottle out, you can put the lid and label it properly and fill the TRF. This slide I can pass because the same thing I have explained here. Field tests. There are some test parameters which you have to do immediately after samples taken. Example, free chlorine. So the required equipment must be there. Chlorine test kit, DPD tablets, or else there are now digital meters. You can use one of that. Because after collecting a water sample from the water source or from the water body, free chlorine start to reduce. So when the sample reach to the lab, the free chlorine level would be very low. Therefore, free chlorine level should be tested at the site itself, and then the reading can be recorded in the TRF itself or label itself. Chlorine levels. Drinking water, it is 0.04 to 0.2 ppm or milligram per liter. Swimming pool water, chlorine level must be 2 to 3 ppm milligram per liter. Water quality standards. It's given by Maldives Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. It has identified 4 types of test: daily test, monthly test, biannual test, annual test. Daily test. These are the test parameters given under daily test. You can Refer EPA, free chlorine, pH, physical appearance, electrical conductivity, total coliform, fecal coliform, turbidity, total dissolved solids. These are the figures, test results, test values they expect, and therefore you can understand some equipments must be there at the site to measure free chlorine, to measure pH, turbidity, and conductivity. Of course, for coliform E. coli, you have to use a lab. Total coliform should be 0 per 100 milliliter of colony forming units. Fecal coliform also 0 CFU per 100 milliliter. Therefore, in your water, total coliform and fecal coliform, which is bacteriological parameters, should be nil, not detected. You can't allow these bacteria to be there in the water. Monthly test. With all above test parameters, the below parameters are also to be covered. Chloride, nitrate, ammonia, iron, hydrogen sulfide, total hardness, and suspended solids. These are the values, standard limits mentioned in EPA. So you have to abide by these values. Biannual test. There are 2 tests in addition to all above. Total viable count at 22 centigrade should be less than 100 colony forming units per 100 milliliter of the sample. Then at the lab, the test to be conducted at 22 centigrade. Other one, total viable count at 37 centigrade should be less than 20 colony forming unit per 100 milliliter. What is this total viable count? Total number of living bacteria contained in 100 milliliter of water sample. So, these are the standard limits which have to be adhered. Then annual test with all above parameters. There are a lot of other parameters like heavy metals and water sampling for Legionella. Need 1 liter of the samples to sterilized glass or plastic bottle. Test turnaround time 10 to 12 days. That means laboratory needed 10 to 12 days to issue the reports, and suitable sampling points to collect water samples for Legionella test, room showers, taps, water tanks, especially garden irrigation taps, spa, pool, etc. Samples to be taken from high-risk areas for Legionella testing. What are these high-risk areas? High-risk areas are any point which can generate aerosols. For an example, Take garden irrigation taps or garden sprinklers. When you open taps, lot of droplets, water droplets generates. If these water droplets contain Legionella bacteria, these water droplets can inhale by the people around that area. So that Legionella bacteria can go into lungs and create Legionnaires disease. Therefore, it's very important selecting sampling points. Let us see about wastewater sampling. Samples can be collected into glass or plastic bottles. Sample volume should be 500 milliliter minimum. Sometimes may need large volume. Again, it depends on the number of test parameters need to be covered in your report. Water samples for oil and grease seal test to be submitted separately. That test turnaround time is 6 days. That means lottery needed 6 days to complete the test, entire test. Some of the test parameters I have given here. pH, TSS, total suspended solids, BOD, COD, ammonical nitrogen, fecal coliform E. coli. These are the standard limits given here by the right side. You can refer the standards as well. Here I am not going to explain about these test parameters because it's a different it would be a different lecture, or if you need more about this, we have to organize another session. So these are the basic parameters. Apart from that, there are a lot of other parameters as well. And maximum allowable concentrations are given by Maldives Water and Sanitation Authority, MWSA. You can refer this document, which can be downloaded from internet. There, the document has identified 3 different discharge types. Domestic wastewater discharge into deep sea, domestic wastewater discharge for discharge into ground, and domestic wastewater discharge into deep sea. And especially these days, currently people are using this treated discharge water for gardening, irrigation, and sometimes vegetable beds. So you have to abide by the standard. Sample transport. Water samples to be transported immediately to the lab, preferably within 24 hours. Here it is of course not practical. At least you have to make sure the sample should reach to the lab at least within 72 hours from the date of sample collection, time of sample collection. And biological activities of the sample are controlled by storing the sample at 4 centigrade, at least in chill condition below 10 centigrade. But make sure sample not to be freezed. Dispatch of samples. When you dispatch samples, ensure that TRF and labels are properly filled and legible. Samples should be stored in ice bags, in heat insulated box, wastewater samples to be stored separately away from drinking water samples. This is to prevent cross-contamination. Then dispatch the sample box immediately to the lab with TRF. Test reports. Test reports contain very valuable information, especially test results and comments on test results, whether that particular test parameter is pass or fail as per the standards limits. It's identified by the lab and mentioned in the test report. And laboratory details also you get in the test reports. Sample collection date, time and sampling officers, witnesses, then test method, and test reports also carry authorized signatures. All these details are for future references. Always we communicate test reports with the clients via email, scan copies. However, ensure that you get the hard copies of the test reports to your hand. Purpose of having water test reports. To understand the water quality that are being used, you must know the water you use. Then, to fulfill regularity and legal requirements such as government guidelines and standards. Next one, to prove the compliance of ISO 14,000, 9,000, 22,000 or many more. Next, to fulfill the tour operators' requirements. Tour operators are also very keen on water quality, especially Legionella test reports, bacteriological test reports about water safety. Prepare a corporate sampling plan to suit all the above requirements. Then you can have one corporate sampling plan where meet all these requirements. Thank you very much. Thanks for being with us.
Start, Karan. Okay, so everybody, we can start our Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you can raise now.
Hello.
Thanks. Now I can hear. My dear friend, can you let us know how to collect the sample? You will collect the sample or the procedure? Sorry, I joined a bit.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, we are from the Shangri-La, Maldives. It is in Adu city, which is the south part of the Maldives.
Yes.
So then, what is the procedure? How to send the samples and all these things?
How to send water samples?
Yes.
You can contact ChemLab, of course, and they will give you the sampling bottles as well as they will instruct you, and they will of course come and collect samples, or else you can discuss with ChemLab. Yeah, Shyamta?
So as Mrs. Mane said, we have method, either we can sit there or we can guide you how to collect samples. That's why actually most of the clients have the problem of taking us to the resort. So that's why we organize this type of webinar to educate the customer how to do it properly. So this us to resort always. So we will guide you how to do the water sampling properly. Then and we will provide the bottles also, as Mrs. Mane said. For microbiology test, we can provide you sterilized bottles, and the chemical test we can provide the plastic bottles.
Okay, understood. Now you know that. Do you have any process of doing some kind of annual maintenance contract so that automatically it will keep on happening, and then send us the bottles and we'll fill it and give it to you? Then our cycle will start accordingly.
Sorry.
Do you have some kind of contract for a year or for 6 months or for 2 years? So
Yeah.
then automatically you will collect the sample and take it. Then no need to look for every time. We'll fix the rates one time, and then for a year, then it will be applicable.
Yes. Yeah. We will discuss. We will send you more details also. We will email you the more details also regarding.
Okay, fine. So then you will share all these details.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. And apart from this, because we are looking for one point solution for everything, you know that apart from doing this monthly and sampling, and then once in a quarter and once in a year, which you mentioned, yeah, we are agreeing and we are doing it also to different labs. And there is some samples which you said that it has to be done on daily basis. So doing these samples on daily basis, yes, we have a facility in our resort, but we need some calibration chemical. We are like all these FRC and all these ammonium nitrate and all the metals which we check. We need the calibration chemical. We are looking for someone who can do us the sampling for us, as well as he can supply us this calibration chemical also to us.
Yes.
Can you do this?
Yeah, for the in-house calibration, yeah, where we can provide you the solutions also. And FRC, I think you are using HAC spectrophotometers. So
yeah, very true.
So yeah, we can supply those calibration solutions also to do by yourself. And that is the procedure.
Okay, fine. So then it will be great. Then what I'll do, I'll drop a mail to you, and then accordingly let us enter in a relationship, and then continue it accordingly.
Thank you, Mr. Vijay.
Thank you, buddy. What's your good name?
I'm Shahanta.
Shyam.
Shahanta. You can call me as Pereira. Shahanta Pereira.
Oh, Shanta Pereira. Okay, fine. So so we will touch. We will in touch with you, Mr. Pereira. Thank you for guiding us.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah. Hi, this is Kiran from Jolly Maldives.
Mr. Kiran.
Yeah. Hi. So my question is regarding this wastewater treatment. So you mentioned about the BOD and the COD levels on wastewater.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it is BOD is high, so what is your suggestions like, to control that BOD?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yes. Now, if the BOD is high in your wastewater sample, now there are few things you could attend, and you have to find out the reason for this high BOD. Maybe your waste load may be high, or else your aeration system, there may be some problem in your aeration problem, inadequate aeration. If it is a biological water treatment plant, of course, according to my knowledge in Maldives, there are a lot of biological wastewater treatment plant. They use aeration. If the aeration is not adequate, BOD can go high, or else sometimes there may be now your active microorganism in your wastewater collection tanks may be not adequate, or may not be viable. There may
Okay.
be reason may be one of that or few.
What is the best value to maintain that BOD? As
Sorry?
according to Maldives, what is the best value? I mean, what is the limitations to maintain this BOD?
BOD limit,
Mr. Kiran?
Yes.
Yeah, I will add something for like those issues. It's like
40.
yes, better if come and guide you, and if we can check water samples in your site, so then we can tell exact problem. So
Yeah, I understand that part, but I'm just asking, like, what is the, I mean, as per the government regulation and all, they can give there are some, parameters we need to maintain, we need to maintain those.
Yes. Now, there are, earlier you asked about the BOD limit. It should be below 40 milligram per liter.
Yeah.
And apart from BOD, there are so many other parameters like dissolved oxygen, phenolic compound. Now you can refer the guideline, and there are heavy metals as well, some gases, all parameters you have to cover. But you have to coordinate with your government to see the frequency. They have not mentioned the frequency clearly.
So it should be 40 milliliters per liter.
40 milligram per
Milligram.
liter. 40 milligram per liter.
Okay. What about COD? COD is 50
COD is 50 milligram per liter.
per liter. Okay. Does 0.2 microfilter can pass the bacteria?
Yes, Vitron filters can pass the bacteria. If you use 5 micron microfilters or 10 micron, of course, they can pass bacteria. They cannot filter.
Okay.
To filter bacteria, you have to use at least 1 micron filters or less than that.
Okay. So if I want to test my pool water, what are the best techniques to take samples from pool?
Of course, for microbiological analysis, you have to collect grab samples. As I explained you in my presentation, you can dip the bottle and collect samples, and you have to test individually. Most of the people, they test only one sample from one pool, but you can think of how many you need.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I think my team is already aware of that one now. So maybe they will do hereafter for better results now. Let's see.
Hello, hi.
Yes, hi.
Hi, I'm Farhan from Conrad Maldives. I just want to know how often that we have to test for Legionella and for how long it's valid.
Yes, there is no hard and fast rule. At least once in 3 months, you have to check, and you have to have your own guideline for that. Now, at least once in 3 months, once in 6 months, you can have your own sampling plan.
There is no any standard, no?
There is no any hard and fast rule.
Okay. And the same time in your daily test, you have mentioned that lot of parameters. There are some parameters that we are unable to test from our end, right? So what
Correct.
is there any equipments that we have to purchase to do those things?
Yes, of course. For chlorine, you can use test kit or digital meter, as I explained you. And for pH also, you can use pH meter. There are pH meters with TDS and conductivity probes. You can use one of that integrated meter for that. And as we discussed earlier, those meters should be calibrated. Otherwise, you will get erroneous results. It's very important.
In those
Therefore,
equipments, can we check the total coliform as well, right?
there are methods to use at the sites. Some dip slides method. But for that also you have to have at least basic laboratory facilities there with you.
Okay, understood. Thank you, ma'am.
Any questions? Okay, so if you don't have question, we are going to finish the session, and thank you all for participating. And if you have any meters to be calibrated, or if you need any calibration solutions and our service, so you can contact us. And for if you need any guidelines like EPA guidelines or any standards, so you can contact us. We will email you all the details. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mrs. Manil, as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.